Hola, from the west side. It is me, DCThePurpleDiva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Sunday, y'all. For those of us who normally go to, hey 50 plus, for those of us who normally go to church on Sunday morning, I know it was different. My pastor, of course, live streamed the word from home. Hey, Candy Shell. My pastor gave us some word from her home this morning. And then our choir director, also the minister of music, live streamed praise and worship right before, service. And then after service, she got back on Facebook. This was all on Facebook Live. Got back on Facebook Live and gave us some more praise and worship songs. So it was beautiful, even though it wasn't what we would normally have on a Sunday. And our pastor is going to live stream Bible study on Tuesday and on Thursday this week. So we're gonna be okay in this cyber church age that we're gonna be in with this coronavirus. For those of us, and for those who haven't been going to church because that's not really what you're into, I think you should check out what some of these churches are saying, because not all churches are the same, and not everyone who calls himself a believer believes in the same thing. Let me just say that. Not everyone who calls himself a believer believes in the same thing. But this time, I'm telling you, this is going to bring out who is who. It really is. It's going to bring out who is who. Because I still got my butt up this morning. And instead of getting dressed and going, to service, I did put on some clothes, made myself a little tea, and sat myself in front of my computer and looked at my service on Facebook. So, and because of the social distancing, I think for a lot of people, it's difficult. But I felt as, much as I would have if I had been in the same room with the pastor, in the same room with the minister of music this morning, because when the praises go up, the blessings come down. Let me just say that. Hey, Miss Mahogany. So, it was a blessed morning. I did go out for candles today. That's all I went out for. I went out to get some candles, and I got like 10 more candles. So, in case, we need them. And it's pouring down rain here tonight in Southern California. So, what's that song by Tony? It never rains in Southern California. It's raining right now. It's raining right now. And we need this rain. We need this rain. Especially in this climate that we're in. So the latest in regards to COVID-19 is that the National Guard will be deployed to the states of New York, California, and Washington. Yeah. Now, we're not under martial law yet. But, yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And, you know, they're promising us that, you know, we won't have any issues with getting produce, you know, what we need from the stores. You know, people need to not panic. The store shelves will be replenished this week, you know. So, but if you live in New York, California, or Washington, you know, we're the hardest hit states, you know, because I'm in California. I know that some of you guys may be in or near New York, and I know that some people are up in, you know, up in the Washington area. So I say that for all of us to just continue doing what we are doing, because the goal is for most of us to stay healthy, you know, do as much social distancing as we can. I mean, this is the perfect time. Like, we're all able to be together on YouTube, in live streams. You see people in the chat. You hear people going on live. So you know how everyone is doing, because really, you can't go by what you're seeing on TV. And I don't know about y'all, but these daily conferences with 45 just patting himself on the back like every time, it's just nauseating for me. It's nauseating, you know, because the real deal is we did not respond fast enough. Did not. Oh, and did you guys know that there is a CDC office in China? Yeah, there's one in China. So that means that we knew. You hear what I'm saying? How did we not know if we have a CDC office in China? And guess where it is? In the Wuhan province. So we knew we should have responded sooner. And if the people in our CDC China office did not get that information out faster, shame on them. Oh, yeah, bombed pork shoulder, Spanish fries. Well, we had jambalaya tonight for dinner. That's what I made for dinner for tonight. A couple of nights ago, I did smothered pork chops with rice and some turnip greens. That's what I did a couple of nights ago. But tonight we had jambalaya. But it's pouring down rain out here. But I'm just saying, everyone just be that. The thing I'm waiting to see what happens with this new wave of equipment that's supposedly going to be coming towards all of the different, I guess, areas where it's of need. Supposedly, they're going to be using whatever this Title 32 or whatever to get more I-91, or is it I-95? I don't know which one it is. The mass to places like California, Washington, and New York in the hospitals. So I don't know how. Hey, Takara, how are you? How are you doing? I'm talking, but I am looking at the chat, and I saw Takara's name go through. I miss you. We miss you, Miss Takara. I'm so glad you came out. I'm so glad you came out. Yeah, this has everybody in lockdown. I mean, for me, it was strange because really the weekends is when I would be able to get out. Because you guys know, with me being someone who already worked at home, I'm home in the house all week. And so I'm mainly inside, you know, and the weekends would be my time to get out. So, you know, and going to church to be able to socialize, you know, with people. And my socialization, you know, we have to reset how we socialize. We got to socialize on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter and on Snapchat. You know, you have to use all of these social media mediums now. And then, of course, you know, you can pick up a phone and either, you know, have a voice call, or you can FaceTime or Duo, depending on which kind of phone you have. Tomorrow, I'm planning on having a FaceTime conversation with my daddy. That's right. I'm going to be doing that so that I can see if I can keep that man from going to work. You know, I don't want him to go back to work anytime soon. I personally want him to stay home. But my dad is a doctor. And one of his, you know, he part-time works for the Department, you know, of Veterans Affairs. That's his part-time job. And he's worked for them, part-time for many, 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 many years. Worked for them full-time for a short period of time. I don't want him to be around nobody else. I want him to stay his butt at home. But he's a doctor, so. But he's also, you know, to me, it doesn't even matter even if they said that it wasn't a high risk for people who are older. I still would want my father as a health professional to stay his butt home. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that happen. I hope. I'm going to have a conversation with him. Maybe, you know, his wife will be able to talk him into it too. Because it would be the best thing for him to do. But we shall see. We shall see. But we've made it through the first week of, you know, this self-imposed staying in the house stuff here. This week coming up, it's going to be week 2. We're going to see how that works, you know. Hopefully, whenever this is over, you know, we won't be, you know, everybody around, and I'm not just talking about me, but all of us collectively won't be ready to kill each other, you know, in our families that are in these kind of quarantined quarters, you know. Like them or love them, that's who you're going to be around for the foreseeable future, you know. So I hope everyone is able to just deal with everyone's diversity and everyone's differences and, you know, personality differences. You know, me, myself, I can be a little moody sometimes. I'll admit that, you know, and I try to keep it to myself, but I'm not always good at doing that, but I try to. Oh, yes, I did see Michi. I did see Michi today. I saw that. Man, she was roasting folk. She was roasting. She was going to town on Dr. You know, I'm the only black man to get a PhD in whatever year he got in Watkins. And then Tariq too. She was saying what she had to say. She was saying what she had to say. Well, you know how she is. She was on there, and then some of their people came into the chat, and she was like, "Okay, well, I got time today, so let's get into it." And she went, man. Yeah, I was going around to different chats today, just mostly cloud watching, but I was cloud watching that one. That was a good cloud watch. And it's sad, but she's telling the truth about him, stuff that he's doing in behind the scenes versus what he pretends in front of people, And I mean, with him, you gotta take the fruit and spit out the seeds of what he's saying. But some of the things he says are not necessarily the way that his actions are portrayed in the background, which is unfortunate. Hey, DOD. Yeah, because he has a large Black female following. Crazy. And then I believe the Fly Nubian, Queen Network is affiliated with him as well. So, it's not a good look. But he was trying to flag her video too when she was on there too. Because I was in the live and they kept trying to flag it. They kept trying to take it down while she was up. GX. I like her. She says her truth. She speaks her truth. Yep. That's the thing. We don't really know what's going on back in the scene. It's just you suddenly don't see somebody anymore. You suddenly don't see somebody. But it's a lot of mess going on behind the scenes. And the thing is that she made some valid points. These people need to refund these people's money for these conferences that aren't going to actually happen. Don't postpone them. Give the Black folk back their money. And so, that's not happening. So Michi gonna keep talking about it. That's how she is. Hey, Terry. Now, I saw something very interesting today on 60 Minutes. And it was talking about the country of Hungary and their populist approach, so to speak. And their populist approach is very much like how I think 45s make America great again approach is. But I think
German master race type.
But I think it's basically in Hungary, they only want they want people who are of Hungarian descent to procreate and make more babies. They don't want any immigrants. They don't want no immigrants in their country. They want to keep their, and I'm speaking about Serbian, which is the country that has people that wanted to come through there. They're not welcome there. No immigrant is welcome in Hungary. They want to keep their quote unquote pure race. They want to keep their European flavor, as they say. Their classical music, Mozart, Beethoven, Chopin. This is what someone was saying. Yeah, they wanted to keep it, Northern European white, blue eyes, blonde hair, if possible.
No niggas.
No
niggas.
Foreigners whatsoever. And part of what 45 is, his make America great. See, y'all, I don't even like the slogan. His make America great again thing was really not to the majority of us in America. Because doesn't my brown skin make America great? Aren't I American? Yeah. What's your definition? But the issue is here, as in Hungary, people who are Caucasian, so to speak, or of European descent, so to speak, have less children than everybody else. And it's really, although we appear, and I'm talking about Black people, appear to not have as many kids, we're still having kids more than they are. Yes, we are. Mm-hmm. And so that's what all these, anti-abortion laws are about. They don't really care about us having abortions. They don't want them to have abortions so that they can have, more of them, because they're going to disappear. And this is how this populist, quote unquote, is going over in Hungary. Do you know that they give these people like money for having children, for even talking about having a kid? Like, I'm talking like $30,000 in US dollars. And then they'll even give them, vouchers to get minivans. They're able to get certain types of loans because they're having children. They are adding to the Hungarian populace. But they are adding a certain kind because it's only available to, quote unquote, a man and a woman who are married. This is because they call themselves a Christian country. And that is what they want to push. Now, I don't know what the LGBT rules are over there or anything. That's not even my point. But the point is that they're pushing for a certain type of family, a certain color family as well. Culturally. They don't want any other cultures in their culture. They don't want nothing else in there. They don't want any other foods, any other cultures, anybody else's music. They don't want nothing that's not Hungarian or from, the little Russian bloc where they're part of. It's just interesting, because they basically have it like, I guess, like if they have, let me see if I remember. If they have, I think, like over 4 kids, the wife doesn't have to pay income taxes ever for the rest of her life. Could you imagine if they did that here in the United States? Anyway, I thought that was a kind of interesting way that they're looking at it. Oh, and by the way, they built the wall to separate themselves from at the southern border from Serbia. You know, the same kind of wall that 45 keeps talking about he's going to build. They've built one of those walls and shut their borders down. Now, this is just my belief that 45 is going to be able to use this pandemic to keep our borders pretty much hard to get through. He's going to be able to use it. I think that's what's going to happen. That's my belief. That he's going to somehow use that. And he'll be able to get his freaking wall. That's what I think. It's absolutely what I think. No, nobody's really. I mean, I found it interesting that 60 Minutes put that show on. I mean, put that thing about the Hungarian populace on today. I found that interesting, and it may have been a repeat, but no, it wasn't a repeat because at the end he talked about the coronavirus. So this was a new show, but I just thought it was very interesting that was part of this week's rundown on 60 Minutes. Hey, Paul. Oh, really? So they weren't able to pass the third phase of it through, Paul. Well, on this, you know, this money, if you make more than $75,000, you're not even eligible for it. It's for people who make $75,000 or less. You know, and I suggest that you be counted. You know, do the census online so that you can be counted, because they got to have some way of knowing who you are, since nobody's filing their taxes, quote unquote, until July. I'm filing my taxes. I'm not waiting till July. They're going to owe me money. Why am I going to wait till July? No. And as I said before, I still haven't heard anything from the state that I live in saying that they are pushing back state taxes. I don't think the states are doing that yet. They haven't gotten to that point because they need their money. They need all the money they can in this emergency state that we're in. Yeah, but it's going to take whatever they're trying to do, however they're trying to get this, because they're talking about trillions of dollars. And see, the thing is that they want to put money into this thing to help out the airlines, to help out the entire travel industry. Yes. They want to help them out. That's part of what's going on. Similar to what happened back in, you know, when they bailed out the banks before. But see, I have mixed, you know, emotions about them trying to do that. You know, I mean, why are you trying to save these industries? And excuse me, I mean, the travel industry, when this is a health emergency, it's, you know, it's like a natural disaster. This is not something that we can, you know, fix by, you know, giving money to that industry. I mean, are they going to pay their people with that money? Or are they just going to put it into the shareholders' pockets? That's my problem. I don't think that the people that work in those industries are going to reap the benefits, nor are the travelers. What are they gonna suddenly take all these hefty fees that they put on everything? Like if you get on an airplane, you're charged for a sneeze. Everything is charged for. So that's my thing is the it's helping out big money. And again, they're looking at bailing out the auto industry because they're going to be, hurt again. And what happened the last time they gave the auto industry some money? This time it's not about your, it just seems like they're going to be pouring money in the wrong places. So I have mixed feelings. About how they're trying to structure this. And if it fails to go through, of course, he's going to blame it on. He's going to blame it on the Democrats. He's going to say because the Democrats didn't agree or whatever. But I'm still trying to figure out how is this going to help? Because see, this isn't the same as like when the recession happened, the last one, because of the housing market. In that situation, what they did is, they extended unemployment for all the people who lost their jobs and just extended. I mean, people had unemployment for what? 2 years, 3 years. But all they're talking about is a couple $1,000s to people who make $75,000 and less. Is that gross? Is that net? I think that's the gross. So they really don't make $75,000. That's their gross. And are we going on their income from last year? How are we doing this? You see what I'm saying? These are the questions of how you're figuring out who actually qualifies for that. Yeah. And my concern is that I don't think it's right to be giving this money to the airlines and to the travel industry who had huge quarters and all that stuff because they've been stuffing their pockets for years and years and adding fees and fees and fees and fees and fees. And many of whom would not cancel people's trips or give them any money back during this particular pandemic. So what money do you need? Because when people are canceling, you're not even giving them their money back. So how are you losing money? You're not losing money if you don't give them back, any money. You're getting the money, So that's the part. A lot of them weren't refunding on these travel, which is why my dad went on his. Don't get me started. Because many people were forced to go on their trips because they couldn't get their money back. And do you know there's still people that are stuck out of the country right now? Thankfully, that was the one good thing that I did hear in that news conference today, was them giving a way for people to contact so that they can get them back into the United States from countries that are no longer flying here. Apparently they're going to charter flights and whatever they need to do to get these people home. But I appreciate you giving that information, Paul. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me that it hasn't gone through yet, though. I didn't expect anything to come out of this weekend. Not really. It would have actually shocked me if it would have happened over this weekend. Here's the fan. It would have. Yeah, you can do the 2020 census online. Count whoever's in your household. Or we'll, as of right now, And so for a lot of people whose kids were away at school and everything, now that all the colleges have counted, their kids will be home, and so they'll count them as being in their own household. I know people are afraid of doing or we don't like doing the census. Let me just say something. Please do the census, Black people. Please do the census. You only hurt us by not doing the census. We do not need to be undercounted. We don't. Please do the census. Because we get undercounted because we don't do the census. Yeah, exactly. You can do it online. Now, this is the first census that somebody hasn't come to my house, because literally the 2010 and the 2000 census, yeah, they came to my house. I was one of the people who, how they come and they do interviews and they come back and do several interviews. I was one of those people for 2 censuses. This time I'm just doing the online thing, but and the last time there was a census, my mama was here, and she was counted as part of my household. Now my mama's gone to glory. But yeah, it's easy just to do it online. Please do the census, guys. Don't not do it. Just go online and do it. Make sure we're counted. Because we are citizens of this country, whether they like it or not. Our ancestors didn't ask to be here, but we're here. So we need to make sure that we're counted. And we have we can put in all our iterations of what kind of Black we are. They give you all the different, if you're, Caribbean, if you're Afro-Latina, or if you're just Black. If you're biracial, whatever, you can put whatever. Just be counted. Just be counted. Because if we don't get counted, that money that should be in the community that you're in for the next 10 years will go somewhere else. And we don't want our communities to get underfunded. We just don't. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, because I know most of y'all you guys are not the ones who are hiding from the census. It's just it's a certain mentality though among our people to not do certain things. Don't vote, don't file taxes, don't do the census. Yeah. Some of us just don't. We're on the don't. I'm not going to participate wagon. But the census is important. It's just as important as voting. Oh, and paying your taxes. The Bible says to give to Caesar what is Caesar's. Yeah, the Census Bureau is hiring, and they pay good. I think they pay like $15, $20 an hour. And they hire in the local communities. It's a good job for some people who are currently, if you're temporarily out of work, you could do that. Or even if you aren't temporary out of work, if you are looking for some part-time work, right now, it's something that you can do working for the Census Bureau. They advertise everywhere. Literally, they advertise everywhere. They're on Craigslist. They're on Career Builders. They're on Glassdoor. They're on all the job websites. And they put big ads in newspapers for those of you who still read newspapers. Looking. They even have it on their Facebook page. But there's a few places that are hiring during this pandemic. Like I told you guys yesterday, Kroger's, which is the owners of Ralph's and several other grocery chains, are hiring right now. Walmart is hiring right now. Yep, they sure are. So there are some jobs out there, even during the pandemic, that people can get. And I told you guys about some of the work from home things that you can do part-time. They're still out there. You're not opening your door? Well, for the most part, they're not doing the footwork for the census until next month. So right now they're hiring and training people. But they pay people while they're being trained. That's why I'm telling. They do a paid training. You know how the federal government is. And most of the people that work for when they do the census thing, it's not just like a 1 or 2 month thing. We're talking about 4 or 5 to 6 months. About 5 to 6 months. Yep, UPS and FedEx are hiring as well. I don't know about the post office though. Yep, the Census Bureau sure does pay weekly, Paul. They sure do. And that's that federal government money. So you know that check doesn't bounce. And they don't, and from what I understand, they don't put you, like, I know like with a lot of federal government jobs, you have to jump through a lot of hoops. They don't have them jumping through as many hoops for the Census Bureau jobs. They don't. So that's what people are worried about. They're not doing it. Amazon is hiring as well, you guys. Especially if you live in one of the hard-hit states. Like here in California, because, they own the Whole Foods markets. So they're hiring. Because, when you're getting your groceries from Amazon, they're coming from a Whole Foods market. They have people who actually shop for you. Because they were hiring for people to do that too. I saw that. with Amazon. So there are jobs out there, you know, and there's certain industries that are still going to be going because, like I told you guys yesterday, they're still doing that construction for that stadium for the Rams and the Chargers, because I guess right now they're going on the contention that by August they're gonna be able to have football season. You know, the Olympics is supposed to happen in July, I believe, and everybody is now going under the contention, even with this worldwide pandemic, that the Olympics are going to go on. They're telling athletes to just train, do the best that they can. Crazy. It's crazy, y'all. This candle smells like champagne. You know remember that the women's perfume that had to change its name? It used to be called Champagne. I forget what they call it. I forget what they called it after they changed the name. Now they don't even make it anymore. But it smells so good. Champagne. They had to change the name of the perfume because Champagne France did not want them to use the name Champagne. They don't let anybody use the name Champagne, even though this was a perfume. But they did not want them to use it. But I have a candle that smells just like that perfume. And it's burning like to the side. Yeah, but I think the census jobs are good jobs for temporary work, to make extra money. I know they get a lot. See, typically they get a lot of people who are older. They get a lot of older Americans, you know, who are retired, who will do it like, you know, as a part-time thing, you know, and they can't do this right now because of the pandemic. So they're looking for everybody else, you know, everybody else now. But typically that's who goes for those census jobs. Older people who are retired. But they're not going to do it right now because they're at high risk, even though the average age is 47. We know that there are younger people that are getting this and getting this more severe. So, as I said before, it doesn't matter what your age is with this particular thing. And there's multiple strains of it. There's multiple strains of this COVID-19 floating around. Oh, Ripple, that cheap wine. Champagne, though. Yeah, champagne. It was a cologne. It was a woman's perfume. But yeah, they couldn't. They came back with another name for it, but then they stopped making it. But it smelled really, really good. It's like flowery, but not too flowery. It just had this really nice smell. They closed the corner liquor stores have not closed in California yet. Nor have the 7-Elevens. And I mean, I'm seeing, you know, like the little restaurants and everything. Now, one restaurant that I know that's near here was closed today, but they're always closed on Sundays, or the third and fourth Sunday of the month. So, but the other restaurants, all the rest of them, they still open. Now they maybe have modified hours, but they're still open for carry out. They're all still open for carry out. You know, because until the stores get, repopulated with food, some people are opting for carry out because everybody isn't able to cook, and some people got it like that, so they can be eating out all the time. I don't have it like that, and even if I had it like that, I still would not be doing that. That's just a waste of money. Oh, you're talking, champagne. Yeah, exactly why they couldn't call it champagne. Once again, Champagne, France, they will sue anybody, even a French perfume manufacturer, because it was Yves Saint Laurent it was their perfume called Champagne. Then they brought it back and they had to rename it. I know, because I had it. And I had it went under the rename until they stopped making it. But they had to take it off the market, rebrand it. Because Champagne France was suing the perfume manufacturer for using the name Champagne for their perfume. Isn't that crazy? Y'all talking about alcohol in the chat though. I was like, I forgot about. I remember the pink champagne. I'm like, she talking about champagne. Man, you going back? Y'all are dating yourselves by talking about champagne. Pink champagne. I remember they used to have pink champagne. Yeah, that was like way back in the day. When they had, what was it? The liquid crack, like Cisco and Old English 800. Red, what is it? Red, Thunderbird. Thunderbird. Yeah, that's the other one. Thunderbird. Ooh. Yeah, nope. And they called Old English 8-Ball. St. Ives. That's it. That's the other one. See, and the thing is y'all, even though I'm from the East Coast, I went to college in California. So I came of drinking age for most places in California. Back home at the time that I was growing up, you only had to be 18 to drink beer and wine. So I was able to drink legally at home when I was still in high school. Really not a good thing. Really not a good thing, y'all. I'm going to just say it like that. It was really not a good thing that I could drink before I graduated from high school. Because I had my first hangover before I got out of high school. Drinking a 6-pack of Old English 800. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that. Oh yeah, I ain't messed with the Cisco. I didn't do the Cisco. I think I tasted a little bit of that stuff. I said, oh no, we're not gonna do this. I saw what it did to other people. I was good. I was good. They called that liquid crack. That's what we called it. We called it liquid crack. Yep. And I could drink a 6-pack. And y'all, Old English isn't the, their cans are 16 ounces. They aren't the, they're 16 ounce. So I drank 16 ounces. Yeah. Not good, y'all. Oh, I forgot about that 911. Oh, yeah. 911. That stuff is nasty. Man. Yeah, I had my alcoholic ways early in life, By the time I was older, wasn't nobody trying to get no hangover. Hangovers and going to work don't mix. I don't know how some people would do that stuff. Now I know during this pandemic that there are a lot of people drinking drinks and smoking smoke. And I can't even say I blame y'all because it is what it is. I'm just saying, be safe and be at home. Brass. Y'all talking about some Brass Monkey. Oh my God. You're gonna make me think of that daggone song. Brass Monkey. That funky monkey. That's that song. Yeah, but Old English, when I was in high school, that was all I could drink. Beer and wine. And yeah, that we had pink champagne, golden champagne, but I was on the East Coast. Then when I came and we would call like the 40 ounces of beer, we called that a bumper, which I'm sure is a country term, but DC was country then, because we would call it a bumper. It was nobody would. We knew it was 40 ounces, so I don't know why we called it a bumper, but they called it a bumper of beer instead of a 40. That was a difference in terms between, from where I came from to when I came to the West Coast. Difference. I know they still drink that 911. I know they do. Because you still see it in the local groceries, in the local liquor stores at the corner. So somebody drinking it if they still stocking it. I still have seen Cisco hanging out some places and the Thunderpurp. So somebody's still drinking that stuff. Oh, the Remy. Oh, yeah, Remy. Yeah. Remy Martin. Yep. Then you had Cavassier and the Hennessy. Strawberries and Hennessy. Tell y'all that song. Shoot. Iced tea, Long Beach or Long Island? I used to like the Long Beach iced tea because Long Beach iced tea is with cranberry juice instead of Coke. For those who didn't know the difference between a Long Beach and a Long Island iced tea, that's the difference. Long Beach is with cranberry, and your Long Island is with Coke. All the other ingredients are the same. So, I know there's some people at home that are just getting lit. Because, you know, I mean, what else they gonna do? What else they gonna do but stay home and get lit? And again, I mean, because there's only so many movies. You can only watch movies so long. You can only watch so many movies. And eat so much food. I won't say have so much sex because I don't think that there's a limit on the sex thing. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be a bunch of babies. Some people are gonna have babies out of this. I'm not gonna be one of them. Thank you, Jesus, for that part. I will not be in that number ever, ever again. But let's see. We've been on for about an hour. And I am part of the working population, so I actually have to get up and go to work in the morning. So I'm going to come on camera if you guys can see me because it's very, very dim in here. Hey, I told y'all it's dim here. We have the lights down low, have candles lit for my ambiance for the show. Anyway, guys, thank y'all for coming out. I'm trying to keep it really mellow, really zen when I get on here, even though the world around us is losing their mind. You know, things are changing daily as to the climates in our cities. I don't see, police cars and stuff rolling around, but I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of days. I live near an airport, and now I'm starting to hear planes. Haven't hardly heard any planes all day. Matter of fact, all weekend. All weekend. So it's a different time, as far as what's going on around us, even though a lot of people haven't changed what they're doing. I'm changed what I'm doing because I'm going to stay healthy. I'm not catching whatever's out there. So I want you guys to be safe. And if you have to get up and go out there and work tomorrow, make sure you cover up if you need to. But until tomorrow, you guys, I will be back on tomorrow. I will be back. I'm going to offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll have it brighter, but I kind of like this low lights in here. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.